Have you ever reached for the handrail on your way up the stairs and felt a little twinge in your thigh, as if your legs were reminding you they're not as spry as they once were? Or found yourself hesitating before standing up from your favorite armchair, bracing for the stiffness that greets you each morning? These moments can feel like gentle taps on the brakes of your independence, subtle reminders that our bodies change as we pass 60. But recognizing those taps isn't a reason to slow down. It's an invitation to take steering in a new direction. Today, we're exploring 4 common mobility pitfalls that many of us face after 60, and sharing 5 simple strategies to keep you moving freely and confidently. Staying active and independent isn't about running marathons or lifting heavy weights. It's about keeping the everyday tasks we love within reach. Walking in the park, tending to the garden, playing with grandchildren, or simply rising from a chair without second thoughts. When our muscles weaken and joints stiffen, those routines can start to feel like hurdles. But the good news is that with a few intentional steps, you can rebuild strength, restore flexibility, and protect your freedom to live life on your own terms. Let's start with the first pitfall, the gradual loss of muscle mass, also known as sarcopenia. After 60, our bodies begin to shed muscle tissue more quickly, and if we don't replace it, we end up with less strength, poorer balance, and a higher risk of falls. It's the reason you might notice your biceps aren't as firm, or why carrying a bag of groceries feels heavier than it used to. The solution isn't complicated. Your muscles simply need a little encouragement to grow. Imagine this. Every time you rise from your chair, you do it with a purpose. Plant your feet firmly, press through your heels, and stand tall, focusing on feeling those thigh muscles activate. That simple move, repeated 10 times, is a form of resistance training that reminds your legs they're still capable of power. Over time, you can add small weights, cans of soup, or lightweight dumbbells in your hands to give your arms and shoulders a gentle workout. It doesn't take long or a fancy gym membership. A corner of your living room and a sturdy chair are all you need to begin rebuilding muscle. Nutrition plays its role here too. Protein is the building block your muscles crave, so think of including a bit at every meal. A scoop of cottage cheese with your fruit, a handful of nuts sprinkled on your salad, or a modest portion of fish or lean poultry for dinner all signal to your body that it's time to repair and strengthen. You might be surprised how a small shift, like grilling salmon instead of breading and frying, can give your body the fuel it needs without much extra fuss in the kitchen. As those muscles gain confidence, you'll notice other daily tasks become easier too. You might find yourself reaching for that watering can without pausing, climbing into the car with steadier footing, or lifting your grandchild without hesitation. Strength begets strength, and each small effort adds up to a bigger change in how capable you feel. The second pitfall is joint stiffness, which can sneak up on you in the form of creaky knees, achy hips, or shoulders that feel glued in place after a night's sleep. Stiff joints can make bending, twisting, or even walking a less pleasant experience. And when movement hurts, it's natural to want to avoid it. Ironically, that avoidance often leads to more stiffness, creating a cycle that robs you of your freedom. Breaking that cycle means introducing gentle, consistent movement. Start your day with a few slow circles of the shoulders, as if you're sweeping away the cobwebs in your upper body. Roll your ankles before slipping into your slippers, paying attention to each bone as it glides through its range of motion. These moments, barely a minute long, wake up your joints and remind them how to move smoothly. Yoga and Tai Chi are wonderful companions on this journey. They emphasize stretching and balance, helping joints stay supple and muscles supportive. You don't need to master complex poses. Simply lifting one leg behind you as you hold onto the back of a chair or reaching your arms overhead in a slow arc invites your joints to move gently and regain their comfort. Even a short 10-minute routine you find online can make a surprising difference in how your body greets the day. Warmth is another secret ally. A warm bath before bedtime soothes aching joints, and a heat pack applied to your knees or neck while you read the newspaper can ease stiffness before it becomes pain. Think of warmth as a gentle nudge that tells your body it's safe to move now, and you'll find your morning stretches become easier too. By combining muscle-building moves with joint-loving stretches, you create a synergy that keeps your body both strong and flexible. You'll notice you're not wincing when you reach into the closet or bending down to tie your shoes. Instead, you'll move with a newfound ease that reminds you just how capable you remain. We've taken those first steps, rekindling muscle strength and welcoming flexibility back into our joints. Now that we've covered muscle loss and joint stiffness, let's move on to Pitfall 3 and discover more strategies to safeguard our independence. Now that we've rebuilt strength in our legs and loosened up those stiff joints, there's a third challenge that often hides in plain sight. Balance. You might not notice it until you're in your kitchen carrying a plate of warm soup, and suddenly your foot catches on the edge of a rug, or you find yourself gripping the countertop just to steady your step. It's a jolt to the confidence you've built, a reminder that even the simplest movement can feel uncertain when balance wavers. But the good news is that balance is a skill you can sharpen, just like a muscle or a joint. Imagine John, who loved his evening stroll around the block, but found that each step felt shakier than the one before. He realized his fear of falling was holding him back from the routine he enjoyed most. Instead of giving up, he started small. Each morning, he stood behind his favorite chair and lifted one foot off the ground for as long as he could, just a few seconds at first, then switched sides. Some days he wobbled D, but he kept at it, gently pressing his knee forward, then back, feeling the muscles in his hips and ankles come alive. Within a few weeks, John noticed he could step over small cracks in the pavement without gripping his wife's arm. That simple practice reminded his body how to find its center of gravity and trust itself again. You don't need fancy equipment or a big space to try these moves. Even holding onto a kitchen counter or the back of a sturdy chair, you can practice if you'd buckle if you didn't have support. Try shifting your weight from heel to toe or tracing the outline of a circle with your knee as if drawing in the air. As you grow more confident, let go of the support for a moment, standing tall with feet hip-width apart, eyes focused on a spot across the room. Feeling a slight tremble is a good sign. It means those tiny, stabilizing muscles are waking up. If puzzles light up your day, Think of this as a brain game for your body. Each time you balance for a few extra seconds, you're rewiring your nervous system to coordinate every joint from ankle to hip. As your balance blossoms, you'll find everyday tasks flow more smoothly. You'll step onto a curb without hesitation, reach for the top shelf in your pantry without pausing, and carry laundry up the stairs with renewed confidence. The world opens up when you trust your footing, and every bit of wobble you conquer becomes a building block for feeling steady on your feet. And while balance lets you navigate uneven sidewalks, there's a fourth pitfall nestled in our shoes and our surroundings: foot health and environmental hazards. Feet are our foundation, yet they often bear the brunt of neglect. Corns, calluses, or undiagnosed neuropathy can make every step ache, encouraging you to shuffle or avoid walking altogether. Meanwhile, a loose rug, dim hallway, or cluttered corner can turn your home into an obstacle course. When your feet hurt and the path ahead feels uncertain, staying active and independent becomes a tougher climb. Take Elaine, for instance. She loved her morning radio program and often tapped her foot to the music, but she confessed that by midday, the ball of her foot throbbed so much she felt trapped in her reading chair. Together with a foot specialist, she discovered a simple solution: cushioned insoles and shoes with good arch support. Suddenly, walking felt less like punishment and more like freedom. She even started tending her potted plants again, moving from pot to pot without wincing. Proper footwear is more than comfort, it's safety. Look for shoes with non-slip soles, low heels, and ample toe room. If you have flat feet or high arches, custom or over-the-counter arch supports can realign your foot so every step lands firmly. And don't underestimate the power of a quick daily foot check. Massage each arch as you ease into the morning. Flex your toes one by one and roll a tennis ball under your sole for a mini therapy session that boosts circulation and eases tension. Once your feet feel supported, turn your attention to your environment. Scan each room through fresh eyes. Is that rug edge curled? Could a loose coffee table corner catch your knee? Are the hallways dim when the evening light fades? Removing tripping hazards, securing rugs with non-slip tape, tucking away loose wires, and keeping walkways clear transforms your home into a safer haven. Adding a nightlight near your bedroom door or a handrail on a short flight of steps might feel like small changes, but they stack up into a big difference when it comes to preventing falls. Together, these steps against foot pain and environmental risks weave into the balance work you've been doing. When your feet hurt less, you'll feel more willing to practice that one-leg stand. When your rooms are clear and well lit, you'll carry your laundry basket without fear of tripping. It's all part of the same tapestry, each thread strengthening the others so you remain sure-footed and free to move how you choose. Now that we've explored the hidden traps of waning balance and the overlooked importance of foot health and home safety, we've uncovered two more prevention strategies: balance exercises and supportive footwear with a safe environment, to add to the strength and flexibility routines you've already embraced. Next, we'll bring it all together, weaving these 5 simple strategies into a seamless daily rhythm that keeps you moving confidently every day. Picture a morning that begins not with a struggle, but with a sense of ease. You wake up, stretch in bed, and feel your muscles respond to that first reach toward the ceiling. As you swing your legs over the side, you slip on supportive shoes, ones chosen for their cushioned insoles and non-slip soles. So every step to the bathroom feels steady and sure. Before you even brush your teeth, you pause by the window and do a gentle ankle circle, reminding your joints that they're meant to glide without tension. That simple moment of mindful movement sets the tone for your day, weaving together the strength you've rebuilt and the flexibility you've nurtured. Later, as the sun brightens your kitchen, you prepare a breakfast that nourishes both body and brain. A bowl of Greek yogurt topped with fresh berries and a sprinkle of nuts delivers the protein your muscles need, while the vivid colors give your mind a visual cue to stay alert. You sip water from a brightly colored cup, an intentional choice to help you remember hydration, and settle into a puzzle book for 5 minutes. Engaging your mind first thing keeps those neural connections vibrant, and it's a friendly reminder that caring for your body and your brain can happen side by side. Mid-morning brings a balance check. You stand behind your favorite chair and lift one foot, holding for just a few seconds as your core and hip muscles learn to coordinate. You switch sides, feeling that tiny wobble in your ankles, a sign that those stabilizing muscles are waking up. You might wobble, you might laugh at yourself, but each moment of balance practice plants another seed of confidence. And if you catch yourself leaning too hard on the chair, you know you're pushing your limits just enough to grow. At lunchtime, you think about variety on your plate. Perhaps a leafy salad drizzled with grilled chicken or beans with a wedge of citrus to make your water sparkle. You take your medications from your weekly organizer, checking each compartment and smiling at how smooth your routine has become. No guesswork, no last-minute scrambling. You pause to note a slight twinge after lunch and remember that you promised yourself you'd mention it at your next doctor's appointment. Taking ownership of your health is part of staying in control. By mid-afternoon, you're ready for a gentle stretch. You roll your shoulders back, reach for the sky, and then let your arms float down in a slow arc, emptying out any stiffness. You might follow an online Tai Chi clip or simply walk around your living room, pressing through your heels as you take confident strides. Each move reminds your joints that they belong to a body in motion, not a body confined by fear of creaks or aches. As evening descends, you tidy your home with safety in mind. You straighten rugs, tuck away loose wires, and switch on a soft nightlight in the hallway. Small acts that transform your space into a sanctuary free of tripping hazards. When you settle into your favorite chair, perhaps with a warm cup of chamomile tea, you slip your feet into a soothing warm bath or place a heat pack on any spot that feels tight. That warmth washes away the day's tensions and whispers to your muscles and joints. You're cared for and ready to rest. This gentle rhythm, morning movement, brain engagement, balance practice, nourishing meals, mindful medication habits, joint-loving stretches, and an environment tuned for safety ties together the 5 prevention strategies we've explored. It's not a rigid schedule handed down by someone else, but a fluid pattern you shape to fit your life. Some days you might swap balance holds for a short walk or choose 2 minutes of shadow boxing instead of shoulder rolls. The goal is simple. Keep your body strong, your joints flexible, your mind sharp, and your space secure so that waning mobility never steals the independence you cherish. Remember, it's the tiny, consistent steps that lead to lasting change. Each muscle-building rise from your chair, each mindful sip of water, each moment you challenge your balance, and every time you remove a hazard from your path adds up to a life lived on your terms. You're not striving for perfection. You're strengthening the habits that empower you to live freely, move confidently, and greet each day with curiosity rather than caution. I'd love to hear how you make these strategies your own. Do you have a favorite balance tip that clicked for you? A meal that fuels your body and delights your taste buds? Share your stories in the comments so we can inspire each other. If this conversation resonated with you and you want more ideas for living independently and vibrantly after 60, please give this video a thumbs up and hit subscribe. Together, we'll keep discovering simple, practical ways to protect our mobility and autonomy every single day. Here's to moving forward with confidence, curiosity, and the joy of knowing that independence belongs to you, one mindful choice at a time.